Welcome back to Plot Coven. We've watched Raccoon City burn, and we have seen the monsters Umbrella left in the streets. But while the T-Virus was destroying the world, a different kind of nightmare was brewing in the frozen shadows of Rockford Island. You think you know Umbrella? You don't know the Ashfords. If Spencer was the money and Marcus was the science, the Ashfords were the royalty. And their obsession for Bloodline would lead to the most beautiful, terrifying virus of them all, the T-Veronica. My name is Gilda, and this is Plot Coven. The year is 1998. While the rest of the world is focused on the screams coming from Raccoon City, something much quieter and much older is stirring in the South Pole. Deep beneath the permafrost, a heartbeat is beginning to sync with the of the cryogenic pod. After 15 years of silence, the Queen is waking up. But to understand her return, we have to look at the bloodline that birthed her. A family that did not just want to rule Umbrella, they wanted to replace humanity with the Hive. The Ashfords were one of the 3 founding families, but they were losing their grip. After Edward Ashford died, the family name started to rot. His son, Alexander, was desperate. He did not just want to lead Umbrella. He wanted to bring back the family glory's day. So he did what any sane Resident Evil scientist would do. He went to a tomb, found the mummified remain of his ancestor, Veronica Ashford, and decided to recreate her. This wasn't just science. This was God complex, with a budget. Alexander created twins, Alfred and Alexia. Alfred was, let's just say, he had some issues.
Come to disturb us. Was it you? Was it you who spread that wretched virus across my island?
That's got nothing to do with us! Look, we all need to get out of here right now, okay?
Fool. She has only just now returned to me. Why would I want to leave?
Even as a kid, Alfred had his twisted aristocratic arrogance. While other kids were playing with toys, Alfred was playing with lives. He grew up in these isolated corridors of Rockford Island, surrounded by the glory of ancestors who had been dead for a century. He was raised to believe the Ashford name was divine, but he was the only one left to uphold it. This created a kid who was desperately lonely, but felt too superior to actually seek friendship. He did not want friends, he wanted subjects. Imagine growing up as a mistake in a family obsessed with perfection. Alfred was not born, he was engineered. But Alexia, she was a genius. At age 10 only, she was already running Umbrella's South Pole facility. At age 10, most kids are worried about passing a math test. But Alexia, on the other hand, she was already graduating from university and taking over as a chief researcher at the Antarctic facility. But here's the kicker: she did not just have a high IQ, she was literally designed to be the reincarnation of her ancestor, Veronica Ashford. Imagine the pressure of being a 10 years old kid who knows she's just a walking, breathing container for a dead woman's ego. She was not raised with bedtime stories, she was raised with lab reports and the weight of a dying dynasty on her tiny shoulders. Think about that next time you feel proud about the high school diploma. But Alexia was not interested in toys. She was interested in ants. By the way, guys, we think we own the earth, but ants might disagree. There is a super colony of Argentine ants that stretches over 3,700 miles across Europe. Imagine. Ants from these colonies recognize each other as family, even if they are thousands miles apart. They are the ultimate global corporation, one that actually works. Also, in a colony, the queen is not just a leader, she's the sole reason for existence. Some ant queens can live up to 30 years. So now we really understand her obsession for this beautiful insect, actually. She saw the hierarchy of an ant colony. One queen, 1,000 drones, and decided that was the perfect model for the world. She combined the progenitor virus with ancient insect DNA. The result, the T-Veronica virus. And her first test human subject? Her own father. Alexia did not choose her father because she hated him. She chose him because he was compatible and, in her eyes, expendable. After discovering that she and Alfred were merely biological clones created to fix the family's failing reputation, Alexia realized her father was a mediocre scientist who had failed to reach godhood. She decided that if he could not create the masterpiece, he would become the canvas for hers. Imagine the setting: the sterile, blue lit labs of the Antarctic facility. Alexander likely thought his brilliant daughter was calling him for a breakthrough. Instead, she injected him with the raw, unstable T-Veronica virus. Unlike the T virus, which gradually rots the brain, the T-Veronica virus causes an immediate, violent cellular rejection if the host is not prepared. Alexander's screams echoing through the sub-zero corridors, screams that his son, Alfred, stood by and watched with a mixture of horror and twisted loyalty to his sister. Alexander's body did not just change, it revolted. His skin hardened into a gray, leathery husk, and his internal organs shifted into a poisonous mass. The virus destroyed his eyes, leaving him blind, but it replaced his blood with a toxic, corrosive gas. His arms stretched out and twisted into these massive, thrashing tentacles. They did not look human anymore. They looked like rotten tree roots or giant insect legs. She and Alfred dragged the mutated creature, now known as the Nosferatu, to the deepest, darkest sublevel of the Antarctic base. They shackled him to a wall in a damp, freezing cell where he remained for 15 years. She turned him into a blind, screaming monster and locked him in a basement. Family goals, right? At some point, Alexia realized that the virus was too strong. It would destroy her mind if she would take all at once. So she did the unthinkable. She injected herself and entered a cryogenic sleep for 15 years to let her body slowly adapt to the virus at a cellular level. Imagine a dark room filled with giant glowing ant tanks. Alexia stands in the middle, holding a glowing purple syringe. After watching her father turn into a monster, Alexia did not get scared. She got curious. She realized the virus was like a wildfire. If you let it burn all at once, it destroys everything. But if you control the heat, you can forge something new. At just 12 years old, she walked into her private lab. She did not hesitate. She pushed the needle into her arms and injected the T-Veronica directly into her veins. Can you imagine the ego? Most people run from Umbrella's gift, but she welcomed it. She was not just taking a virus, she was claiming her throne. But she knew her body was not ready yet. To truly bond with the virus, she needed time. So she climbed into the cryogenic pod, basically a high tech coffin of ice. She told her brother Alfred to watch over her. For 15 years, she stays in a deep sleep. While the world changed, while Raccoon City was wiped off the map, Alexia was frozen. When she finally wakes up, she is not a girl anymore. She is a goddess made of fire and ice. Inside that pod, her cells were fighting a war. The virus was trying to eat her, and she was busy taming it. She did not want to work for Umbrella. She wanted to replace it with her own hive. The Ashfords proved that Umbrella was not just a company, it was a cult of personality where everyone was trying to out-god each other. In our next episode, we are following the Redfield siblings as they crash this royal party. But for now, I want to hear from the Coven. If you had to choose between the mindless hunger of the T-Virus or the hive mind of the T-Veronica, which one would you pick? Leave a comment below. If you watched until the end, then don't forget to add the secret word in the comment section, drone. I will be able to know who the real Coven members are. I'll be hearting every single one of you. Stay paranoid, and I'll see you in the next one.